Welcome back to Living Local. Dr. Angelin Chang is a Grammy award-winning musician and who has graced stages all over the world, but her work extends far beyond that. Please welcome to the show in this segment sponsored by Influencer Press, Dr. Angelin Chang. Hey, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Tristan. Great to be here with you.
Yeah, you know, before we get started, I can't gloss over the fact that you are the first classical pianist to win a Grammy Award. That's incredible. Congratulations on that. But that must mean so much to you.
Oh, thank you so much. You had to be the first even woman classical pianist, first American woman to win is really, really something that is very special to me. It blew me away to find out, but it's something very, very precious. I hold very, very dearly.
Well, yeah, man, you have to set that out wherever you can. Do you walk around with it? Because I think I would. I'd be like, well, here's my Grammy, everybody.
Oh, totally. No, I don't actually, but I did bring it out for you today so you can see it.
Hey, there it is. All right. That's awesome.
Here you go.
Yeah, there it is. See, that's exactly what you should do with that. You should be so proud of that. That's amazing. And your career has taken you around the globe. And what first inspired you to kind of do some of your work to help others overcome performance-related injuries? Because that's not something people think about, but a musician also suffers the same way an athlete would.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, and it's maybe not so apparent as athletes because athletes you see it right away. For musicians, a lot of times we're using the finer motor skills, and a lot of times people try to hide it and compensate and whatnot. So it is hard to see, but a lot of people experience that. And how I came across it because I've been performing quite a bit, and I've been to a lot of high-level music institutions all over the world, and it really broke my heart to see great talents have their careers cut short because of performance-related injuries. So I vowed to, as an educator, not let that happen under my watch as much as I can, to be able to prevent it and not only help people but actually prevent it for the next generation. So that's been my mission for a long time.
Yeah.
Very, very long time.
Well, and I'm guessing you've helped develop some techniques and methods to prevent injury, because I know I've been performing myself for 20 plus years, and I'm less careful than a lot of the younger actors are in the industry. And so can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Because a lot of times what we do, when we're younger, we might have a little bit more flexibility and we feel like we're invincible, we can do a lot of things. And even though we might be able to do it once or twice, but just imagine if you're doing it more than once, and hence we have something called repetitive stress, that type of thing. But it's not just the repetition. It's about how you're playing, how you're practicing, and all that really contributes to that. It's not about playing more, it's about how you're playing. And so a lot of things that I do have to do with the biomechanics and how to overcome the physical elements and things, and that involves things like alignment, balance, coordination, to be able to merge all these elements so that we not only avoid pain but really play to our highest ability to develop those tools and skills to be able to really express what's in our heart. And I think that's what it's all about. It's really combining mind, body, and spirit all together in what we do. And you can imagine how stifling it can be if all you'd want to do is be able to express yourself through music and not be able to do that because of some physical limitation that we can actually help.
Well,
something that you can do.
Yeah, and in many ways, just playing an instrument is beneficial for your overall health and well-being in general. So let's talk a little bit about that, because that's something you're very passionate about.
Absolutely, because like I mentioned, mind, body, and spirit, that type of thing. So it's very holistic in music. And not only is it about expressing our emotions, but physically you have to feel comfortable, because if one is in pain, that's one's focus and feelings that you can imagine how that affects one's concentration and outlook if you're not physically feeling well. So your body really affects your focus, your feelings, your your mind and your spirit. You can really change things around immediately.
Yeah.
So then it's like once we feel really comfortable with that physically, technically being able to execute what we musically have in our hearts, it makes such a world of difference. So we can really express what's in there, the emotional aspect. So you could even say the spiritual aspect in that sense, to be able to transcend that. So really, I think as far as physical and mental as well as spiritual well-being, music does that. Playing the instrument, listening is great. Being able to read and be able to use the cognitive functions.
And what are some things that you do, before you perform that you now teach to your students? What are some of the methods that you use to prepare?
Yeah, some of the methods I prepare include not just addressing things like the mental aspect of performance anxiety, which has a lot to do with confidence issues, right? And confidence also has to do with how one performs under pressure technically. That's the physical element. So the ABCs I had referred to a little bit earlier as far as some of the foundational elements for the biomechanical aspects that I start out with include, let's say, alignment as far as structure, no extreme deviations, making sure, for example, you're aligned, no twists and things like that. There are extreme ranges of motion. Balance as far as tension and relaxations, because one thinks, oh, I just need to relax, but if you relax too much, something else is holding it up.
Well, I could talk to you all day and they're not going to let me. So what I'm going to ask you now is, how can people learn more about you? Your website, I'm guessing, is probably the best place to go to learn more and get your expertise.
Sure, I think you have it up right there. So it's www.angelinchang.com, and it's like spelled like Angelina without the A on it. So ANGELINCHANG.com.
Well, thank you. And thank you so much for joining us. I know it was short and brief, but I really appreciate it. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Tristan.
Thank you.
Great to see you.
Again, this segment was sponsored by Influencer Press. You can learn more when you visit AngelinChang.com. We'll have all those details posted at OurQuadCities.com.